Hey guys, in this video, I want to share with you a possible solution to your child's night terrors. Hey, I'm Ryan from dreamydad.com. I created a website because my son has night terrors. I found a solution for it. There's not a lot out there and I wanted to help you guys. So I'm in my kid's bedroom, which you can see. There's my son's bed and there's my daughter's bed. She's got princesses. My son has a robot. Lots of toys on the floor because they've been playing this morning. We have 3 children and have had a sick baby, so we're a bit sleep deprived. So me and my wife, the alarm goes off, we don't necessarily get up straight away. So my kids like to play and they might make a bit of mess in the room. So what I'm going to show you is called the Lully, and it's a device that goes under your child's bed and actually vibrates and stops night terrors. It's pretty crazy. I'll explain in detail what it is and why it works. But first I'm going to show you what it looks like and how it works. Okay, so let me just turn the camera around. Okay, so we've got my son's bed, and then underneath the bed, let me just open this up for you. Underneath the bed is the Lully, okay? So it's actually, this is just a towel to help the stop rattling, but this is the Lully here, and it's in this little felt cover. And if you take the Velcro off, you can see it's just like a plastic pod sort of thing there. And so this is actually just a vibrating pod, and it just sits in between the slats of your child's bed. And then this goes through and plugs into the power outlet on your wall. And that is basically it and what it looks like, okay? So it goes under your child's bed, and then you lower the mattress down. I like to put it, about where their body's going to be, so not at their head, not at their feet, but just right in the middle. So it just sits under the bed, and once a night you go in before your child has a night terror. The Lully app actually tells you what to do, and you turn it on and it vibrates. So I'll just turn it on so you guys can hear the vibrations. So I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. I'll try and hold the microphone closer. Okay, so it just vibrates like that when your child is asleep, and you use the app, which I'm going to go ahead and show you now, to actually turn the Lully on, and it actually indicates to you when you should do this. And then we're going to discuss the reasons why this works and why it could be a possible solution for you. Okay, so I just want to show you how the app works. So you've got a Lully app, which just is on your iPhone. I think it works on Android as well. And basically what you do, when you first start the app, it'll bring up the settings. So you choose your child's name, its gender, how long it takes them to fall asleep. So once you put them in bed, how long does it generally take them to fall asleep? And this is just your best guess. You're never going to accurately know. You can put in your details, and then you can get them to notify you as well. So it's going to notify me before bed. It's going to give me a reminder the next day and notify me in the morning to ask me whether they had night terrors. You can also adjust the vibration settings, but I think this does it itself, so you don't need to do that. And when you go through initially, you'll actually set your child's general sleep time. So my child generally goes to sleep about 6:30. So you go ahead and set that in the beginning. And basically, when you're ready and your child's gone to bed, you just hit this big purple button down the bottom. And it just says 2 hours, 10 minutes from now, it'll be time to power on Lully. Or depending on your child, when they go to sleep and when they're likely to have their night terrors, it will adjust when it thinks that you should turn it on. So you tell it when your child goes to sleep, how long it takes your child to go to sleep, and then also when approximately they have their night terrors, and then that will set your first Lully cycle. And then what happens is, if your child wakes up with night terrors earlier, or if things happen and they still have night terrors, then Lully will automatically adjust the times that you need to turn it on. It will adjust the strength of it as well. So you're always doing it at the right time to get the best chance to not have night terrors for your child. So you go through bedtime, fall asleep time, and then when it's ready for Lully, you go ahead and click ready, and you then click power on Lully, and you guys can't hear it, but in the room next door to me, that's actually on. And so you just basically, you stand over and you watch your child while this is on, and then if they move, or if they wake up, or if they have a night terror, you hit stop Lully. Otherwise you just let it go at 3 minutes. And when you hit stop Lully, And then I asked you, okay, well, how did they respond? Did they show no movement? Did they stir slightly? Did they fully wake? Or did they experience a night terror? And so that's the Lully, and it's an awesome solution for night terrors. Now, the reason night terrors occur is because part of the brain that controls movements wakes up, but the other part of the brain that receives input, receives consciousness, that is conscious, doesn't wake up. So your child is moving around, but they're not actually awake. And what Varun discovered, who created Lully with his co-founder, they discovered that children who have night terrors have more partial awakenings during their sleep cycles. So this is when you wake up just for a couple of seconds, you might roll over, you might pull the covers over, but you don't really remember it at all. And so he discovered that children who have night terrors are more likely to have this more frequent partial awakenings. And what can occur is during one of those partial awakenings, that's when the night terror happens and part of the brain wakes up, but the other part doesn't. And so by doing the Lully and doing the vibrations, you're actually causing your child to partially awake, and it's kind of like hitting the reset button for them, gets the brain in sync, and then stops you having night terrors moving forward into the future. So they do have clinical studies backing this. I know it works for me. There's a lot of parents that it's worked for them. It's about $130 on Amazon. You can check it out through my affiliate link. If you want, go to dreamydad.com/Lully, Lully, and you can go ahead and purchase one there. If you're outside of the US and you want to purchase this, there is a website called myus.com, which I use, and basically you can purchase it through Amazon, get it shipped to myus.com. They give you an address and everything, and then MyUS will then package that and send it on to you, whatever country that you live in. So that's how I got mine, is I ordered it, it came to MyUS, and then MyUS shipped it on to me. So if you're not in the US, don't worry, you can still purchase it. And the link again is dreamydad.com/Lully, Lully. Now, my son used to have 2 to 3, or probably more like 2 night terrors a week. It was about what he had. Now he has no night terrors, or like he might have one really infrequently, like maybe once a month, once every 2 months, that sort of thing. So Lully has absolutely changed my life. It has changed my child's life. Not that he knows about it, but it has just stopped him from acting out aggressively in the night. It's just made the night so much calmer for me and my wife, much less anxious, much better sleep for us. And so definitely something I recommend if your child has night terrors. Again, that link, if you didn't catch it, it's dreamydad.com/Lully, Lully. I do get a small commission if you go through that, but it doesn't cost you anything more. So if you do purchase through that, I absolutely appreciate it. It helps fund this website. It helps me create more content so we can help more parents whose children have night terrors. I wish you the best of luck with your child and fixing their night terrors. Until next time, sleep well.